One of the oldest sports in the world is at risk of dying out. The game of golf needs a serious facelift if it hopes to survive. Over the recent years, the popularity for golf has fallen like a high tee shot that's come crashing back to the ground. According to the National Golf Association in their 2012 State of the Industry presentation, the number of rounds played in the year was at its all-time high in the year 2000, 518 million. However, that number would fall by 48 million over the next 12 years. In addition, James Keegan noted in his 2012 book, The Business of Golf, that between the years of 2006 and 2012, the number of golf courses that closed in the United States was 500. And that he goes on to then say that before the supply of golf courses is actually equal to demand from players, an additional 1,000 courses will need to close. In order to gain back its popularity, golf needs to change its perception of being too snotty, too difficult, and too time-consuming for the average person. I want to talk about 3 possible solutions that are currently trying to make that change. These solutions are foot golf, top golf, and the enlargement of holes on the golf course. A growing trend in the UK could soon be on the rise in the US. Foot golf hopes to aid in golf's rebirth by targeting a whole new segment of the market. The sports are very similar, except that foot golf is played by kicking a soccer ball rather than hitting a golf ball. The newer sport targets those who are interested in the getting out to play aspect of golf, but want to avoid the higher costs that are typically associated with a traditional round of golf. CNN reported that the average round of foot golf costs about $10 versus the $38 that the average round of traditional golf costs. Foot golf holes are considerably shorter than traditional golf holes, as soccer balls don't travel nearly as far as golf balls. As a result, traditional golf courses are simply adding foot golf holes to their existing properties and finding positive results. Per CNN again, River Ridge Golf Course in California added foot golf holes to their existing traditional golf course. Now, on top of the 10,000 rounds of traditional golf that they see per month, they are hosting an additional 900 rounds of foot golf. Foot golf is growing both in the United States as well as across the pond. CNN reported that there are over 250 foot golf courses already in the United States, and that there are already over 10,000 active players in the UK, making it the start of a worldwide phenomenon. Now, for those who don't want to go all the way out to the golf course, there's another option that has been exploding over the last couple of years. Topgolf is the new take on a traditional golf driving range that hopes to make golf more fun for people to learn. Twins Dave and Steve Jolliffe, the masterminds behind Topgolf, felt that the aura of a traditional golf course felt like hitting rocks in a rock pile. They decided to go out and find a way to make the learning golf more enjoyable for everyone. They took a typically mundane task and turned it into an explosive, energetic, and enjoyable experience. Matt Burns noted in his Forbes article that Topgolf is now not just a game where RFID chips track the shots of individual players and award points based on proximity to targets, but also a restaurant where 90% of the food is made from scratch, a bar where happy hour deals are offered, a nighttime dance floor with music blasting, and a sports center with hundreds of TVs playing. Topgolf is growing all across America. Peter Morris reported in Golf Digest that this year, over 8 million guests will visit the 22 Topgolf facilities, and that Topgolf hopes to have over 50 establishments by the end of 2017. Many of its patrons don't even own golf clubs, and Topgolf is completely fine with that. Topgolf shies away from an exclusive golfers-only attitude, and instead focuses on getting a wider variety of customers. But what about spicing up the actual round of golf? There's hope for the sport there too. TaylorMade, a big-name brand in golf, is spearheading the push for the occasional use of larger holes on the golf course. Now, there are 41 million adults that play softball every year, and only 40,000 that play baseball. One large reason for this is that a softball is larger and easier to hit, and therefore more playable for someone who doesn't practice regularly. Larger holes aim to do the same thing for golf, and TaylorMade's CEO Mark King is completely on board. For too long, we've had the same people, industry people like me, looking at the same problems and coming up with the same solutions. It's time to open ourselves to new ideas, he says, and he hopes and plans to have 90% of golf courses in the United States using these larger holes within the next 5 years. The larger holes are 15 inches in diameter versus the 4.25 inches of a traditional golf hole. The ideas for using these larger holes vary from having 2 sets of holes throughout the course, or just using the larger holes for certain tournaments or outings at the course. The larger holes aim to speed up pace of play as well as lower scores. In Golf.com's test runs of using these larger holes, the average golfer shaved about 10 shots off of their round when using the modified holes. The putting greens are the slowest moving locations on the golf course, and by shortening the time spent on the green will significantly increase the pace of play throughout the entire course. In addition to pace of play, putting is often described as the most frustrating part of the game, and quadrupling the size of the target will take many of these frustrations out of the round. Golf may be in a recession, but there are opportunities for the game to recover. The supply of golf courses is estimated to currently outweigh the demand from players by roughly 8% in the United States, but there are possible solutions in the early stages of growing that demand. Foot golf and Topgolf are attracting whole new segments of the population to the world of golf, and courses across the country are experimenting with larger holes that will speed up pace of play and make the game a more enjoyable and relaxed experience for everyone. With these 3 innovations, even if you aren't ready to walk around the course for 4.5 frustrating hours, golf is working to give you a chance to still enjoy the game.